Sports reporter John Franke is live in Northeast Bakersfield with the details. John, what can you tell us?
Well, thanks very much, Megan. I am at the Panorama Bluffs in Northeast Bakersfield. Back in 2010, this was the backdrop for the finish line of Stage 5 of the Tour of California. Now, while a finish line and a course route has not yet been determined for 2012's race, there's a good chance that organizers will once again use this scenic backdrop to showcase Bakersfield when this amazing event rides through the town yet again.
Another special day here in good old Bakersfield. You know, we went through this.
Mayor Harvey Hall made the announcement official this morning that Bakersfield will host the world's top cyclists on May 17th, 2012. Stage 5 will be an individual time trial. You're watching video we shot back in 2010 when Stage 5 began in Visalia and ended here in Bakersfield. This time around, things will be a little different. The Bakersfield stage will be an individual time trial. That means the riders will start here and finish here as well, and it gives fans the best chance to truly enjoy an all-day event. In fact, this time trial is the marquee stage of the 8-stage Tour of California and will give us an up-close look at some of the world's most elite athletes.
If we get the big names back like the Andy Schlecks and the Fabian Canceleras and the people like that, and it's like a backstage concert pass, or it's kind of like NASCAR pit row for free. You're going to be 5 feet away from these people while they do their warm-ups for an hour.
It's just terrific, and it was a wonderful event in 2010, and I can't emphasize enough that Bakersfield will outdo itself from 2010, I guarantee it.
About 100 cities around California all put in bids to get a shot to host this race. Bakersfield, one of 13 cities that was selected by the tour committee. Last year, the tour pretty much focused around the Central Coast. This year's tour has more of a Central California, Central Valley type of feel to it, and that's why we were given the stage here, among many other reasons why Bakersfield will have this Stage 5. Back in 2010, it was a blast covering this event. It was a lot of fun because you're so up close and personal with some of these great athletes who 2 months after the Tour of California will be in France competing in the Tour de France, and that of course is the most marquee cycling event. But this Tour of California is the biggest cycling event in the country, and it's coming to Bakersfield right here in about 6 months.
Now, John, we were talking earlier, Mr. Armstrong, not taking part in this event that we know of yet, correct?
That's right. Lance Armstrong will not be cycling this year in 2012. I mean, back in 2010, he actually was supposed to ride through Bakersfield. If you remember that day, he crashed right after the start in Visalia, did not make it here to Bakersfield, and yet again, he is retired. He will not be competing in this year's 2012 Tour of California, but pretty much all the other big names around cycling, including Levi Leipheimer, will be racing this time out in 2012.
Okay, so when exactly do we take part in this event? Which month is it? What's the feel of the weather going to be like? Do you know?
Well, yes, you know, back when this tour first began a few years ago, they raced it in February. It was cold, it was rainy, it was snowy. It's now contested in May. They do that to try to aid the weather, but back in 2010, if you recall, we had rain in a couple of stages, we had some wind and some cold weather, but I remember back in Bakersfield in 2010 in Stage 5, it was gorgeous weather. That's why they raced this in May, and I'm sure yet again we'll have a beautiful day here in Bakersfield, May 17th, 2012, when Stage 5 comes right through town.
All right, very exciting. Thanks, John Franke. Good reporting. And with that, we know May weather gets a little warm, and